So I watched Righteous Thieves the other day. Absolutely loved it. I love a good heist movie.
Ooh, so happy you loved it, Beth.
Um, what was it about this movie that really drew you in to be a part of it?
Well, first, before I even read the script, my girlfriend Jolene called me up and told me, I want you to be in my movie. And this role that I want to offer you was written to be played by a man, and we decided to make it a woman. And I was like, oh wow, okay. She says, I'm sending you the script. Let me know your thoughts. And I read the script, and immediately I fell in love with the storyline. Immediately I was drawn to these people, these Latinos, doing something really good. Instead of being shown in a negative light, they're actually part of doing something, making something really right. And I loved that it was addressing the Holocaust, the art that was stolen from the Jews by the Nazis. I just loved what it was about. That's something that's very dear and important to my heart. And I loved this character, Annabelle. I loved that she had so many moments of vulnerability, and her determination and her goal just would not, she just was, she had incredible resilience.
I love that. Yeah, despite being a thief, I just found that she was just very empowering, and it was nice
Yeah.
to see.
Yes, thank you. Yes. And she's a thief, and that's the other thing, right? She's at first she's a thief, but then when she meets Joseph, it becomes something very different, which was refreshing.
Um, what was it like getting into character and having to play such an empowering role while also doing something kind of illegal?
Right. Um, well, I think it was easy for me, the idea of why she was doing what she was doing. That was not difficult for me to reason with as far as this character. I loved Annabelle. I like her, you know. Um I think that I love playing roles that portray, strong, intelligent, independent women, women with purpose and their own thinking, and uh, um, can be fearless, and yet they're vulnerable. They're very human. There's a truth and an honesty to their vulnerability that's relatable. And so I felt like I was grateful that Jolene and Tony allowed me to bring a lot of vulnerability to Annabelle, so that she could be, a very relatable person, and you could almost really understand what she was thinking and hear her thinking, as she was making her choices, and she made mistakes, which is very human. So I like that.
I do too. Um, so you mentioned that this role was originally written for a man. When you were stepping into this character and creating her, how much of that original character did you keep?
Um, well, we had to make a few different adjustments, but not many. Um, I would say I worked with the writer, Michael Cochran. I There were some moments that I felt Annabelle should be vulnerable in, and I would say that was where, it changed a bit, in the writing. Um, and really also connecting who her mother was to her, and why that first painting has such meaning. And so that changed it. Michael and I worked on creating that life. But her strength, her decision making, her leadership, none of that changed.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. What was it like working with your other castmates to create this bond
Well, it was easy. It was easy because most of us were friends already. And I had already worked with Jana Lee Ortiz, and she's one of my very dearest friends. And I had met Sasha before, and I love her. And so I had never met Carlos or Cam, but everyone quickly just gelled. The chemistry was off the charts, and we had fun. We actually really had fun. We were all excited to make this movie. We all wanted to see Jolene win because she was, you know, she was so determined to make a film with Latinos that was positive, that was good, that was sort of had this real twist to it. So we were all on board with that, and to make it successful. So the cast was amazing.
I love that. I actually spoke to Carlos the other day, and he mentioned that he paid homage to some of the other heist films, specifically the Ocean's films. And I was wondering if you added anything into Annabelle that kind of paid homage to those.
When Jolene first told me about the film, she was like, it's kind of Ocean's 11, and when she told me about the character, she was like, yeah, you'd be kind of like the George Clooney character. And I was like, ooh, I love me some George Clooney. And those were such great films. And I just, I think absolutely kudos to Carlos for mentioning that. I thought the twisty turny things were so interesting in the film. They were unexpected that you didn't really, the audience is going to be like, what? I love that. I just think really when I thought of that image and that story and George Clooney's character, he doesn't have to work hard on being debonair and cool and yet strong, and he's funny and he's got all this dimension to him. So I wanted to bring that to Annabelle. I wanted her to be like that too. She's like in charge, she's boss lady and all of that, but she's also very who she is in front of everyone, and she allows herself to be vulnerable, which I love that kind of a character.
Nice. I do too, for sure. Are you working on anything else at the moment?
I am. Well, first of all, I am on the Miss Pat show this season on BET Plus, which is hilarious. Co-created by created by Miss Pat and Jordan E. Cooper, who I just love. The cast is amazing. The show is hilarious. So that is airing right now. But I'm also in development for my own show. So kind of cool. And I can't give anything away, about it at this point, except to say that it's really a great character. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for it.
Thank you. Yep.
So we are right about at time, but is there anything else that you'd like to add about Righteous Thieves?
I would love to say, go see this film. Go see these characters. It's a fun film. It's so cool how at the heart of it, it's got a really important message, and it's does something really strong. So and I love that it's not a cartel film. It's not, drug dealers. It's not people doing bad things. It's not about trafficking. It's you would think thieves, but it's actually a really cool group of people.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah, that's what I would say. And it's on demand too, which is going to be great. I'm excited. I really am.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting. Again, I love the movie, and I'm going to keep an eye out for your new projects.
Thank you, Beth. Nice talking to you too.